Okay, before I play old boy in the background, I would say to all my brothers and sisters out there in the world that some things you cannot stop, some things you cannot hold back because it's prophecy. But let me read this out to you, and you can think, you can come up with your own conclusion. Okay, a global ruler called the Beast will force everyone to receive a mark on their right head or forehead. Without this mark, no one will be allowed to buy or sell anything. The mark creates a society where commerce and services are impossible without obedience to the beast. Receiving the mark is a symbol of worship and loyalty to the beast rather than to God. According to the biblical blueprint, I got a tongue twister. Blueprint, these who take the mark force eternal judgment, while those who refuse face severe earth persecution. Today's society relies on heavy on digital banking, checklist transactions, and online shopping. This mirrors the interconnected global network that could one day restrict access to necessary food, medicine, and housing. Okay, think of it like a digital ID or an all access pass required to enter any store, just as you cannot check out at a grocery store without a valid payment method. The prophecy warns a future where your payment methods is tied to your spiritual alignment. Christians have different ideas about the mark. Some believe it will be a liberal physical microchip or tattoo. Others believe that it's symbolic, a total surrender of your thoughts, your forehead and action hands to widely systems rather than to God. It's crazy. So when I look at family, when I hear certain things like this out in the world, it just reminds me of the mark of the beast. But you know, Jesus, he said, don't be scared. You should know what time and date and hour that you in. Don't look up. Don't look surprised. Don't act like I never told you what would happen before it even happened. So he says, don't be surprised. So when I look at stuff like this, I'm not even shocked. I'm not even amazed. I just have to understand that I live in the time and the era where prophecies all around me are being fulfilled. We see the beginning of it and we're already at the start of it, but we in this, you know what I'm saying? Don't think that we can escape. Remember, he said, those who endure to the end, those who worship me and be obedient all the way into the end will receive a reward. So I can't look shocked and I can't look amazed and I can't be all scared and I can't be all afraid. Oh my God, it's the end of the world. It's the end of the world. I can't do that, family, when my Lord already told me what was going to happen, why it was going to happen. He probably didn't tell us when it was going to happen, but he told us to look for the signs, to look for the symptoms, to look for the beginning so you can prepare yourself mentally, you know what I'm saying, for what we have to endure in this earth. But you know, the rich people for power, they ain't gonna stop. And y'all know who they worship. Come on now, family. Y'all know who they worship. Let's go all the way back.
We must ban the central bank digital currency permanently. A CBDC is the ultimate surveillance tool that allows the government to track, control, and potentially freeze every purchase you make. The CBDC cannot ever be allowed to operate in the United States. It is the biggest threat to our privacy. We must.
So how is that any different than the mark of the beast? You heard what he said. They'll have access to your money. They'll have access to be able to cut off your money. They'll tell you when you can spend your money, when you can have your money. It reminds me something of what the bank is putting me through. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like at a certain time, they always cut off our money. You know what I'm saying? Every other day at a certain period this is real time, to June 10th. This been going on with the people I banked through for years. And at a certain Pacific time in the morning, they cut off all our funds and we got to wait to 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m. before we get any access to our money. So I can't look surprised. I can't act shocked. I can't be amazed of the beginning of prophecy being fulfilled in my lifetime. Can't be shocked. Can't be amazed.
ban the central bank digital currency permanently. A CBDC is the ultimate surveillance tool that allows the government to track, control, and potentially freeze every purchase you make. The
That's some scary
CBDC
stuff.
cannot ever be allowed to operate in the United States. It is the biggest threat to our privacy. We must
Privacy?
ban the central bank digital.
How about our livelihoods? How about us just being free and being liberal to be able to move and have access to what is ours? You know what I'm saying? What is already ours?
Currency permanently. A CBDC is the ultimate surveillance tool that allows the government to track.
Surveillance sounds like a power grab. Sounds like a power seizure. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like domination and control. That's what it sounds like.
Control and potentially freeze every purchase you make. The CBDC cannot ever be allowed to operate in the United States. It is the biggest threat.
Now, if you was El Chapo and you was sitting in some prison after you done made billions off of after the drug trade, I can understand why they would want to freeze your money. Okay, if you was a scammer and you got money illegally, if you was a bank robber, if you gave into white collar crime, if you was any type of criminality, I can understand why you want to seize somebody money and don't give them access to it. I can understand that. But the regular people, that tells me that it's a dominating force of control that's going to be laid over people. And it ain't no way of getting out of it.
To our privacy. We must ban the central bank digital currency permanently.